Hi guys, we are back in the studio kitchen here in Ireland and I've got two beautiful summery recipes for you. The first being a crispy buttermilk chicken with a gorgeous wedge of iceberg blue cheese salad on the side with a creamy dressing. It is spectacular, very easy to make, and it comes together very simply. I've also got a dessert for you, a fantastic griddled stone fruit dessert which has whipped mascarpone, lovely honey and toasted almonds. Two really great summery dishes that are going to get you cooking this summer, so let's get cooking. So to start this off, we're going to make really crispy buttermilk chicken, and I've marinated my chicken thighs in buttermilk overnight. You can leave it for as long as that, or just an hour will do the job to get it nice and tender and give a little bit of a flavor as well. So to our flour, which we're going to dredge our chicken into, I have a little seasoning of black pepper, and I want some spice in here and I want some color in here. So I've got both paprika and cumin, and all over the board too. I've also got some onion powder, or you could use garlic powder. We've also got a little bit of dried oregano, so pop that in too, and then just give it a little whisk up so that you have beautifully seasoned flour. And jump in here because you can see it really changes the color of your flour. You've got that cumin, or you've got the paprika, and you've got the cayenne, which will make all the difference here. And in terms of flavor, like if you're thinking of kind of American style crispy buttermilk chicken, that's exactly what you want. So you want a nice even mix of that. Now, between the seasoned flour and the gorgeous buttermilk chicken, you're gonna have something that's really gorgeous. So we have our oil coming up to temperature. So it's just a case of dredging these, dipping them, and getting them straight in there. So just turn that, completely coat your buttermilk in the chicken, and then pop this straight in. There's something that's absolutely gorgeous about crispy chicken, and I don't necessarily think of this as summer food, but it's something that is great for picnics. It's something that you can take away with you, and it just goes crispy, gorgeous, and golden. So I'm going to do exactly the same with the rest of this. And because the buttermilk is in there, because you've got that combination of the flour and the buttermilk, you're going to get that really crispy element on the chicken. Straight in there. Now the great thing about this is that you could actually make up the crispy chicken ahead and keep it and just serve it as a sort of a picnic option if you want, because you've got all that flavor that you've added. And the thing with these chicken thighs is they're only going to take about 3 or 4 minutes just until you have really crispy chicken. So they cook quite quickly. I know it's a bit of an effort to do your deep fat fryer, but once you have it cooking away, you are left with really simple and quickly cooked chicken. So any excess flour you can get rid of. Once it's done its business like this, you don't need to use it again. So just any excess, just shake it off and then pop it straight in. This is where I get very, very excited, because there's nothing like crispy chicken. And when we were living in LA, one of the best places was very close to us, and we used to go there all the time. I think I'm quite glad I'm not living in LA anymore, because not only are we closer to home, but I ate my weight through Los Angeles. So I'm very happy that not to be surrounded by crispy deep fried foods everywhere. So right, we've got our chicken crisping up quite beautifully. Let's talk about this dressing. So this is kind of it's a blue cheese dressing, and the beauty of this is that it comes together with lots of store-cupboard ingredients. So we've got some mayo. We've got a little bit of sour cream just to give a little flavor in there, and it kind of takes the edge off the mayo and gives a bit of sharpness to it. We have a little more of that onion powder, which is going to give really great flavor, so pop that straight in. You could add a little bit of fresh garlic if you don't have that dry ingredient, and then a little touch of that blue cheese, which is so glorious. This is a really gorgeous Irish cheese, and if you can get your hands on really good stuff, make sure you spend the money on it, because it really is so flavorful and will make all the difference to your finished dish. Now to this, to loosen out this and make it more of a dressing, we have a little bit of buttermilk. That goes straight in. And then all it is a case of giving it a little whisk up until you have a really nice kind of, I won't say it's smooth, but it's a thick, sort of saucy dressing is what we're looking for here. If you had a bit of lemon juice, a nice little squeeze of lemon juice is here as well. It's very nice. And a good seasoning of a bit of salt and pepper in here goes a long way too. So a little bit of pepper. And where did I leave me salt? It's over here. So pop that in. So once it's kind of in a good space like this, this is ready now to be spooned over our salad once it's done. Let's give our chicken a quick check. Just using one of these spiders, you'll make sure that you get them up without taking too much of that oil. That one's definitely done. You're looking for that really gorgeous, crispy golden brown color. You know, it's something like this is just so easy to do, and it'll be the thing that people talk about. Crispy chicken is just one of the best things in the world, so it is worth the effort of cracking out a big pot of oil like this. So pop them straight onto some kitchen paper. And once we have our chicken and our gorgeous dressing done, now it's time to talk about how to assemble this very simple salad. So, for our veggies, we have lots of gorgeous blue cheese, which I'm going to add alongside some crispy iceberg lettuce wedges. Now, I love iceberg lettuce because of the crunch, particularly in the summertime. It's really fresh and flavorful. So we're just going to put a few wedges on the plate here. We've shaved up some radishes, which I'm just going to place in and around this plate. So nice little slivers of those sorts of peppery radishes. These are fantastic. If you grow them in your garden, they're this beautiful, fresh tasting, kind of like a cucumbery, peppery, fresh tasting bite that goes really well. Speaking of cucumbers, here are some cucumber slices which we're going to pop in here too. So just pop them in and around. It's a nice little hit of fresh flavors, particularly for the summer, and a great way to use up cheese. And lastly, we're just going to get in there with our dressing. So I think our chicken's nearly done. So I've got a lovely little situation going on in here. Where's my dressing? It's here. Grab up a spoon, and then you're just going to dress this beautiful, gorgeous little creamy dressing, and you just want to pop a little bit of that all the way over. So just little kind of, I say a little bit, but you want to go hefty on this dressing. It's one of those sorts of things that is really indulgent and worthwhile adding. A little bit of chives over the top of this, little onion bite from that, and I think it just deserves a little pinch of pepper and a little bit more of the sea salt just on top here now. I'm going to grab up our last bit of chicken, which should be nicely cooked at this point. And that is a really, really simple way to make a very quick and crispy chicken salad. So off with the oil. I'm going to make some space. And when you have your salad looking as gorgeous as that, all you got to do is take up those very nice and crispy pieces of chicken with the tongs and give them a little bit of a slice. So this is kind of why you go to the effort of doing this. You want really gorgeous, crispy pieces of chicken with nice little slivers throughout. And I do recommend you use the thigh because it's just so much more flavorful and really makes it, you know, I suppose it's the difference between using a breast and a thigh here is just going to be where the flavor's at. So give it a nice little chop up there and you get the crispiness, you get that really tender meat. And if you can imagine, you have all that cool sort of lettuce and then that really crispy chicken. This is a match made in heaven. So 3 little chicken thighs here will go a long way to making a very delicious dinner here. And for me, that is a fantastic summer salad that is full of flavor, really spicy and crispy chicken. You've got that blue cheese dressed over the iceberg lettuce, and you've just got great things happening on a plate now. So that's our very simple dinner, which is good to go. Now we need to talk about dessert. Dessert is a very, I want to say this is like an assembly job thing, because the beauty of it is you can have a lot of it prepped before you even start dinner or sit down to dinner. So what we're going to do is make up a very simple mascarpone, whipped mascarpone mix. So I have a little bit of cream, which I'm going to add into a bowl. And to this, we're going to add a little bit of mascarpone. I'm going to mix this all up. So the beauty of this is if you have all your ingredients together, all you're going to do basically is pop it into a bowl and make life very easy for you. I'm going to try and move around here so you can see what I'm up to. And basically, your mascarpone goes straight into your cream. This is kind of, I actually make a cheesecake that's very much using these ingredients, and you add a little bit of white chocolate through it, and it's a very simple way of making a very tasty summery dessert. So I love those flavors, and with some griddled stone fruit, it is spectacular. So to this, we're gonna add in some icing sugar, and I have some toasted almonds. The other thing I have done already is I've griddled up my, my stone fruit. You can use peaches, you can use nectarines, but you could do this on the barbecue and you'd get so much flavor. It actually makes them really juicy, but you also get those gorgeous deep char marks, which are gonna be the smoky element to the sweet fruitiness that you have, which is absolutely gorgeous. So I just need to whisk up our little mix here, and I always forget to turn on the switch. Once you've whisked this up, it should be like really, really smooth and whisked through. And it comes together quite quickly, so you only need to do this for a minute, and you'll notice the texture changes quite rapidly. So once I have this mixed through, I'm gonna add some vanilla bean to this over here. And this is pretty much where it needs to be. You don't want to overbeat this. As soon as it's ready to go, get it over and done. Right, let's turn over our board so we don't have chicken in our dessert. We have our griddled fruits and we have our toasted almonds. So again, it's just a bit of an assembly job. Once you have that, which could be whipped up in the fridge, ready and waiting for you, it's just a case of bringing it all together. So I have a plate for these. And before I do that, I want to add some vanilla bean in here. It's the golden and secret ingredient that a lot of people leave out, and it really goes like a long way to making this a little bit more sophisticated and a little bit more elegant. So take a sharp knife and just run that down the center. Using the back of the knife, you're just going to scrape out those seeds, and you don't have to add too much pressure, but you should be left with these gorgeous little pops of seeds in here. So they go straight into our bowl, and then we're going to whisk them through. So same on the other side, just on the back of the knife, you're going to scrape that in. So just spread it over there, and then I'm just going to use a spatula to mix it through and give you a lovely end result. So straight through like that. If you don't have those beans, but look, you instantly start to see those little beans popping through that really gorgeous kind of elegant white creamy mix. Basically, that's it. You've added the sugar, you've added the vanilla, you've added all that gorgeous mascarpone. It's a great way to use mascarpone cheese. And once you have this, we're literally going to do it kind of a bit slapdash. So you take a nice big dollop like that, and then we're going to grab a spoon and smear it across the plate. You can kind of bring a bit of your chefiness to this. We're just going to give a nice spread on the plate. And then you're going to arrange these gorgeous little griddled stone fruits all the way over. It's spectacular. It's a great way with summer fruit like this, particularly as the day is getting longer. Or maybe it's not getting longer, maybe it's getting a bit shorter. But it's still the summer and it's still delightful, so we're all in a good place. Now, the last thing to do is add our toasted, beautiful almonds over the top. Nice little hit. And then for some glossiness and some gorgeousness and some floral, summery freshness, we're going in there with a lovely hit of honey. So just drizzle that over your stone fruit, and this just looks stunning. You can imagine with very little effort, you've got really great results. You've got gorgeous things happening. And between this and our salad, you have a dessert and a dinner that is gonna feed you well this summer, my friends. So two very, very simple dishes, full of flavor, full of gorgeous mascarpone cheese and blue cheese here. Really tasty stuff, guys. I hope you give it a go. As always, we'll leave the links below if you want all the recipes, and please check it out. Devour and enjoy this summer. There you go, guys. Two really great summer recipes that are going to get you cooking in the kitchen with cheese this summer. Of course, if you want all the recipe details, you'll get them on CheeseYourWay.ie. Leave us a comment letting us know what you're going to try and which one you like the most. And of course, subscribe to the channel for lots more delicious recipes just like these beauties. Until then, I'm off to tuck into these, so I'll see you soon. Goodbye.